Good evening, everyone, and welcome to episode 12 of the Xbox Live Party Podcast UK. I am your boy, ReddersTV, and joining me tonight, we have TheGinna Gaming over here, I think. We have I'm a Ghostbuster Ash down here, and we have our good friend from Midweek Gaming. We have RemovableSanity down here.
Hello to all.
Good evening. So yeah, hello.
Hello.
Unfortunately, Harry was scheduled to be on the show tonight too, but he's had to shoot off on an emergency, so he's not going to be here tonight. But we do wish him all the best, and we will get him on again sometime in the very near future. But for now, what has everybody been playing? Ginna, I'll let you go first, mate. Go on.
Well, at the moment, I'm playing Gamers Watch on my screen because Harry couldn't be here, but he is here now. You can't see it, however, because as we've discussed, my camera's awful. I've been playing Research and Destroy on Game Pass. I am obsessed with that game already. I've put like 8 hours solid into it, and it was one sitting as well. So I did a good 8 hours sitting, really enjoying it.
Nice.
Apart from that, bit of Forza, bit of Halo, for a change. And I've already downloaded the update, bought the Battle Pass, watched the cinematics, ready to go later, but I haven't played it. I'm waiting until this evening to give it a go.
Fair dues. What about you, Ash? What have you been up to?
I started playing Echo Generation on Game Pass yesterday. It's like kind of reminds me of like Stranger Things mixed with like turn-based RPG. I quite enjoyed that.
Nice.
Played the new DLC for Mighty Goose, which is also on Game Pass, which is like Metal Slug, like a run and gun shooter, but you're playing as a goose. It's amazing. Should really play it. There is a review on the channel wherever it may be, but yeah, I really enjoyed that. Really, it's just stupid, crazy sort of 2D pixel run and gun retro goodness. Really enjoyed that.
Fair dues.
And then I picked up the House of the Dead remake. So I've been going well in on my shooters this week, like retro style shooters. So House of the Dead remake, exactly like I remember it. It just has like a shiny coat of paint, which is nice, but it's still got all the cheesy dialogue and the gameplay and everything. Not as fun because you're only using a controller, you don't have a gun, but you do what you can do. Do you know what I mean? We ain't got a choice. So I'm just grateful they've even bothered porting it to Xbox. Normally, they probably wouldn't. And then the only other thing I can kind of think off the top of my head was Hitchhiker, which is like a walking sim mix with like a visual novel where you sat in a car, basically hitchhiking and going through some sort of like weird story where it's so full of itself. I didn't enjoy it at all. It's very long, very slow. The story gets a bit up its own arse, which is a shame because it's a really cool premise, and it's nice to have one of those games where you just sit and chill. And it only takes about 2.5, 3 hours to finish it. There's like 5 different drives basically with 5 different people driving you, and you have like 5 different conversations. But it just like literally sniffs its own fart in the end, and I was like. Ugh. So I was disappointed because I was really looking forward to playing it, and I didn't enjoy it enough, unfortunately.
That's fair enough.
Sounds like Redder's dream game.
Yeah,
definitely.
Great. I have to pick that one up. What about you, Sanity? What have you been up to?
Just quickly I can't think of the actual title of it, but it's a little girl and a dice, and it's got an art style very similar to Nightmare Before Christmas. And it's just actually hit Game Pass, and it's a really, really intriguing little game, really good little action game, platformer game, and also kind of like that's it, yep. Yeah. And also a little bit of a strategic game as well, because you can pause. Basically, when you roll the dice, you pause the action, and it comes up with little different stats which you can then utilize. Basically, it's a really good little game. And of course, Redders, I know you're going to hate this, but I've been kind of trying to finish off Elden Ring. Is that game not many people have talked about, but I know you are a fan of it, so you know.
I don't hate it. I just don't understand the hype for it. That's my only gripe with it. Just don't get the hype. But
it's I think it's a game, as a friend of mine described it to me, it's a Marmite game. You either like it or you hate it.
I think it's a niche game. I think it's one of those games that everybody says they play just because they want to be part of the in crowd.
I think there's definitely people who do that. Yeah, for me, who's literally only ever played one From Software game, and that was Dark Souls, and that was the only game that I put my controller through the wall. That kind of paused me, and this is the only From Software game I've played to on this one. So it's like, for me, I don't know what, it just clicked. Don't know
Fair
why.
is.
Would I be going to play the other From Software? No, bloody hell am I not going to do so, especially Sekiro. Jesus Christ. People are like, you can play that? No, not interested. No. You got me with this one, and that's as far as it's going.
Yeah. No, I didn't hate it. I don't understand the hype for it. That was my only critique of it. So what have I been up to? I've been playing a bit of everything this week, and I did a Assassin's Creed 3 stream last night on the XBL channel. You can catch that. You can catch the replay of that. Going to be doing a part 2 on Thursday. What else have I've been playing? Smite. Been playing some Smite, of course. I've been playing Smite because I never stop fucking playing Smite.
You love it.
It's one of those games where you don't have to put much thought into it. You just load it up, have a game, and then leave it. And that's what I love about it so much.
It depends on the mode.
You just stay forever.
Yeah. What else? I've been playing some Skater XL again. Been trying to mop up the last achievements of that. It's never going to happen because one of the achievements is absolute bullshit.
Is that the skate around the world one or something like that?
Yeah. 40,000 kilometers you have to skate in game. So
why do I feel it's going to be a rubber band and controller and go to bed sort of situation?
it's horrendous. They reckon that on a good session, it's going to take you at least 4,000 hours to get that achievement.
You'll get that done over the weekend. Come on, mate.
At worst, 8,000 hours.
To be fair, though, did you see that game that got updated this week and it had an achievement that was like, play it in 10 years?
It's ridiculous.
Was it the Stanley Parable or something like that? I've not played it, but one of the I mean, you could just change your clock and do it, but one of the achievements is wait 10 years and play this game again. I like your creativity.
I don't like that creativity. Yeah, all those achievements like that deserve to just die.
Let's face it. Who's going to bloody? I mean, I can barely remember the end of the week, let alone bloody 10 years. Do you honestly think I'm going to remember just to turn that back on in 10 years' time?
I remember when Arkham City came out. There was an achievement with the Calendar Man, and you have to like
the Calendar Man. You had a particular
date throughout the entire year. Not a fucking chance.
Also, Band of Brothers also did the same thing. You had to play it on the anniversary of a particular battle, and you would get an achievement.
It's bobbins, isn't it? No one's going to stick around to do that. No one would say.
They did it with Halo as well. MCC's got a few of them. Play on like the release days and stuff like that. So
yeah, mental.
Is it the 17th of Jan as well, the 1/17, or the 11th of the 7th? Because the Americans don't do dates right, so
they're backward, aren't they?
But yeah, so there's some achievements for doing that.
It's month, then was it month, day, and then year? Where it's for us, it's year. No, so it's day, month, year.
Mental. So yeah, that's pretty much what I've been up to. That pretty much covers it, doesn't it? That's covers that little aspect. Yeah. So before we get started, let's just give a shout out to Masuko and Draw NTJ in chat. Thanks for stopping by. We appreciate you. And yeah, but let's get crack on.
Or Drawn TJ.
Yeah. See, this is why you're on the show, Jenna. This is why you're on the show. So we've got a lot to talk about. So let's just get straight into the topics because there's been a lot of news this week. So let's get things rolling with the Xbox and Bethesda showcase coming on June 12th. What do you guys think of this exciting day of the year? This is my favourite day of the year, I'm not going to lie.
I'm really looking forward to it. I'm just disappointed there's just one show. They've said it's going to be what? I think did they announce it's going to be 90 minutes or not yet? But
no, not yet.
They haven't announced the time.
They haven't. No. So either they're going to extend it an extra half an hour, which would be great. But I feel like they could have. This is the year where we could have had 2 shows. And I saw something online. Someone was saying it might have been Randall 4 saying that every team has submitted something for this show.
Yeah.
If that's the case, give us either a big, massive, chunky show, or split it down. Unless they're going to do like a quick, like the 1.5 hour show with the trailers, and then the next day they'll have Paris with his sunglasses on doing the sort of more gameplay stuff. Because I know Todd likes to show off Bethesda games for like half an hour at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like if they're going to show Starfield off, you can't waste half an hour of an hour and a half show just on Starfield. Even though I really want to see what it looks like. So
See, they don't
we'll
have
see.
they don't have any they got no one to answer to, so that show can be as long as they want it to be, can't they? Because it's the Xbox show in the Xbox building. I mean, there's literally no one to answer to. So if they want to do a 4-hour show, I guess they can.
It's more like analytics, though, isn't it? Who really sits around for those 4-hour shows?
I would sit there for every single.
I
minute.
would. We're gonna do
second.
a live stream of it, but
this is true.
Throughout the entire live stream, getting steadily more drunk.
Just so we can touch on that a bit more. On the 12th of June, the XBL crew, Fabio and Slayer included, are going to be sitting down and doing a live reaction stream to the news, to the Xbox and Bethesda showcase. I'm super excited for it. This is my Christmas. This is the bit I get excited for every single year.
This is look at his little sparkle.
I get proper giddy with excitement when I think of when June comes rolling around. So what does everybody want to see from this showcase? What are you looking forward to?
I just want to say,
CGI.
Red, is that E3 is my Christmas as well, and I hate that they keep trying to kill it every year.
Yeah.
E3's dead, we don't need it anymore, so just let it be. It's this little unique thing that people turn up and play their games in their thousands. Just let us have it.
I 100% agree, and no offense, the Summer Games Fest is shit compared to E3.
Yeah.
I would rather have all of the news from all of the publishers and stuff in 1 week, not drip fed to us over 2 or 3 months, because it's boring. Do you remember that year when not last year, the year before, where they did it, and there was just nothing for weeks and weeks, and then you'd get like one indie showcase, and then 2 weeks of nothing. I mean, yeah, E3 last year was digital, but it was better than nothing. Everything, yet again, you got a good couple of weeks of digital showcases. I don't get why they didn't bother doing digital this year. It wouldn't have hurt to just put some digital shows out there. I don't know, but
combination.
Yeah, but I hope it does come back fully.
I'll tell you what, just to touch on this, because I want to talk about whilst we're talking about E3. E3 for me is one of the most exciting times of the year as a gamer. I love seeing what comes out. If you're like me and you're that kind of gamer, stay the fuck away from Twitter in the days preceding E3, because every single year I'll sit there and I'll watch E3 and I'll get super fucking excited about what gets shown off. You go on Twitter the day after, oh shit, no, it's trash. We're not, and that's like that for the next week. So yeah, if you're like me and you enjoy these showcases, then avoid Twitter for the day after. So yeah, what do you want to see? Come on, tell me. What do you want to see?
Fable. I don't think it'll be ready. I don't think we're going to see it, but I want to see. Out of all the Xbox stuff that's announced, that's the one that I'm most excited for. So for me,
trailer. It's going to be a CGI trailer, isn't it? They did one, and I reckon it'll be expanded.
I don't want to see CGI trailers. I just want to see, even if it's just like a camera panning over the environments and stuff. I'd rather see that than CGI trailers. CGI trailers,
basically, an in-game 30-second clip.
Yeah, that's all I want. It doesn't have to be story-driven. It doesn't have to have dialogue. Just show me someone running over the landscape or something, just so I can see what it looks like, and I'd be happy.
I would happily take 5 seconds of following a character into a big city, and then
that's it.
Fade out to Fable. Sold.
Yeah. As long as it shows a tree growing on the side as a nod to Peter Molyneux, I'll be happy.
I'll tell you what, I absolutely loved the idea of the first Fable, where your actions had consequences on how you looked. That was the selling point for me. I hope they bring that back. I like that aspect of it a lot. I don't want it to be just another generic RPG. It needs to stay true to Fable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want to do something different, because everyone, they tried to do something different. Whether or not it worked, they tried to do something different. And it's like, do you know what? On this one, keep that enthusiasm. Do something slightly different.
Yeah.
You know, and give us, as you said, the British humour. And also, I'm hoping they've got some of the British voice actors from previous titles.
Yeah.
Yes, Stephen Fry. If he's not in it, come on.
It's from what I can gather, it's set either a long time before or after the other games. So some of the characters may get brought back, or they may be just like flashbacks or something. But I think it's going to be a complete slate wipe in terms of characters in it.
It's not in Albion anymore. They're doing it somewhere else.
No, I think it's
what I heard.
Is it still in Albion? Oh, okay. That'd be cool.
I hope it's still in
Well,
Albion.
I thought it was expanding upon Albion, so it's not
Yeah.
just Albion. It's literally further afield. So because they didn't want to set it just in the same area, because it is like people thought, well, it's going to rehash the same area just with updated graphics, and it's like, no,
Yeah.
give us something fresh. So they said, okay, we're going to try and.
I'll tell
It'll be
you
in the
what.
southwest, Redders. It'll just be Welsh and Cornish people, and I'll be Ash will be putting the subtitles on.
Let's go herd some sheep.
Flinging
Come on.
pasties at each other, you know.
Oh.
Make their way
That
down
and
to
maybe
Red
a
Ruth, and everyone's related.
Ah. I'm hoping though, if they do, one thing they should do for this Fable is horses and like carts and stuff.
Yes.
Like, just like they know how to do
You wanna
like car
see-
games and stuff. So let's have some like not vehicles, but give us some mounted. Because like if it's a bigger area, can you imagine just walking
Use a horse.
everywhere? Yeah, use a horse. There never has been one in.
Horse balls, that's all it is. You want to see horse balls, isn't it? That's what
That's
it
it.
really is.
When you said horse balls, I was imagining like from Fable 3 when they made that big thing about having the ball and throwing it and the dog will follow it.
He wants to
And
see.
I just imagine you were just throwing balls and this horse was running after it.
He wants to see high definition 4K horse cock. That's what it is.
That's it, yeah. And if that's not in it, it's not a real Fable game. Because I feel a Fable game would have a giant big horse dick in it, just for
Yeah,
shits
yeah.
and giggles.
And with these carts, do you want changeable wheels and suspension and stuff? And
Hydraulics.
No, I just want to be able to do
Make 'em
drifts
bounce.
and like around Albion. There's these like boards you have to like climb up and hit and stuff to break to get XP. I think
I like
why
that.
not?
And
Why
as
not?
you get through it, it takes a shot of your face,
That's
isn't
yeah.
it? Yes, yeah. So you can then check yourself upon the leaderboards and that.
And who knows? In
Wait.
like 9 years' time, they could introduce Fable Plus, where you could like spend more money to unlock different horse carts and stuff. That'd be great.
Yeah,
That's the future of
That'd
gaming,
be
isn't it? Right there.
that's it. I tell you what though, if they don't do Starship armor for Starfield, then Bethesda are missing out on a trick there. Like
yeah,
that'd be the best DLC ever to announce. Do it for free, but do it like April Fool's Day, and it's just like a special ship covering that goes over your ship in Starfield. I'd be down for that.
well, they had
Yeah,
the Halo armor in one of the Fables before, didn't they? You could unlock.
Yeah, Halo 2, Fable 2 if you pre-ordered it. You got
Yeah.
that and you got the plasma sword.
I'll tell you what, I still think is an absolute travesty that we still haven't seen Doom Guy in Halo yet.
Yeah.
That needs to happen.
You're going to see him now. I think the way these armor cores are working and new armor sets, he's going to be there. Yeah.
There needs to be a Doom Guy in Halo Infinite. If that doesn't happen, I think they've seriously missed the trick.
Can you imagine a day when you're playing Halo and there's a guy dressed as Doom guy, there's a Master Cheeks costume, there's a Mecha Quan costume. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be the best game ever. It's going to be like playing Fortnite. Do you know when there's all these different characters from stuff?
Amazing.
That's what Halo is. Multiplayer is going to be in the future.
Around
And
the corner
everyone's
with a
going to hate
rocket
it.
launcher.
I want to, funny enough, that's one thing I want to see is Xbox do one of these games where it brings all their IPs together. So Sony has them, Sega's used to have them, and it still does it now
Smash
with
Brothers.
All Stars.
Mm.
Yeah, Nintendo does it with Smash Brothers. It needs to be an Xbox one, whether they do it as a racer or a thing, or they'd even do like a
No.
random first-person
They
shooter.
did,
And it's just
that's
all the
it, they should
characters
do.
murdering each other.
They should
Like,
do an
you know-
FPS cross with RPG because that's what Xbox is best at now. And there's so many of them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wormholes or some bollocks.
go
Portals.
after.
They could do
Go
like
after
their own.
Valorant or Fortnite, you've got enough characters to fill out your own skins. Just go after their model and just make your own.
They
Yeah,
could do
like
an
a hero
Xbox-
shooter.
They could do an
Yeah,
Xbox
good hero
version
shooter.
of Ready Player One.
That's it.
That'd be
Yeah.
that-
fucking excellent. That would be, wouldn't it?
Killer Instinct did bring some elements in. It did bring some Halo aspects into it.
Yeah, and they got the
They also got the-
Battletoads in as well.
Battletoads in it, yeah. They did try to push in some.
Can't wait.
So-
Can't wait for E3. I'm so excited.
I
I
know
want to see
it's-
Redfall as well because I think there's been a lot of these 3 or 4-person shooters that have tried to launch the last year. After the Left 4 Dead Renaissance, there was like loads of them, like Back 4 Blood and Outriders, and there's quite a lot that launched and tried to grab people's attention. They've all just kind of dropped off. They haven't quite nailed it, and we haven't seen much of Redfall. Hopefully, that's one that can actually get people playing and fucking sticking around and not
What
dropping
is-
off after a week like all the others seem to.
What is happening with Redfall? Because there was that picture that went around a while back saying it was delayed to the Christmas. Is that just a troll-made one, or is that legit?
Nothing's been announced yet.
Oh, fair
It's
enough.
just
No.
summer.
If it does get pushed back to Christmas, I'll not cry. Like if they show it off with like gameplay at E3 and go, actually it's coming out later in the year, I don't mind as long as they're showing it off. But if they don't show anything, they just sort of stealth can't like delay it, then I'd feel a bit annoyed. But for now, I'd rather it just come out and it be ready, just not stupidly a long time away.
That's fair.
The chaos guy in me, and this is how bad sometimes my brain works. The chaos guy in me would like to see an E3 show, and then they just do a documentary on one game just to piss everybody off.
Bugsnax 2.
Yeah, Bugsnax 2, and just literally it's like 90 minutes of just, Parrish sitting there just for a documentary of the in-depth capabilities of the new Unreal Engine of Bugsnax 2 and just see Twitter explode.
Xbox need to snap Bugsnax. If they do a Bugsnax 2, Xbox need to snap that up for a day one on Game Pass. It's such a good game, Bugsnax 1. I've really enjoyed it. So
I tried playing it the other day, but I didn't really get into it. But I'm going to give it another go.
It gets better a bit later on. It's a Marmite game. You're going to love it or hate it, but it gets better later on when the dialogue is funny. Like when there's one guy whose wife's left him, and then they're just having an argument. He's like, "Yeah, that's why your wife's left you," and shit. You're like, Jesus, it's quite dark for some of the tones and some of the conversations are quite dark for the Muppet-esque characters. Do you know what I mean? Like it's like Sesame Street characters, but with like real life problems.
Dark, Sesame off, dark.
It's like that film. What is it? Happy Time Murders. That's what it reminds me of.
So, Ginna, is there anything you're looking forward to specifically out of this conference? Some Halo news, I'm guessing.
There's going to be Halo news, of course. I'm looking forward to seeing Redfall. I want to see what the Coalition are up to, and hopefully we finally see some Perfect Dark. Because I really enjoyed the first. The second one, the multiplayer was amazing on the 360, but the single player campaign was pretty poor. But it's a good IP. It's good to see it come back. And the movies too. I'm still living in hope that Microsoft are going to reform Lionhead and give me a sequel to the best game ever made. But I don't think that's going to happen. But that would be the dream. If it just comes up and it's got like Johnny Depp, he's on a movie studio, and then they're like, hey, the movies too, we back Johnny. I'll be like, yeah, we're in the game. Here we go.
He's got to win this fucking court case first, doesn't he?
That was never going to happen.
And if he loses it, it'll launch with Amber on the case instead.
And who's going to buy that?
Nobody. As long as I get my game.
I didn't realise you wanted Milo too. I thought that's top quality Lionhead games.
V2 Timmy in chat, good to see you, buddy. We've got Muppet here. We've got Masuko. Oh my god, it's a good turnout tonight. I like it. I like it when people show up and start chatting. It's awesome. So what do I want to see out of E3? I'll tell you what I do want to see. I want to see them address some of these development hell rumors. Because there's a lot of studios at the moment that everybody's going, Redfall might be in trouble, Perfect Dark might be in trouble, Fable might be in trouble. I want to see them come out and at least attempt to quell some of those rumors. Maybe show off a bit of gameplay or just, anything that shows that these studios are not in any real danger and that, we're not going to get another Scalebound on our hands. And this is wishful thinking, but I'm going to throw it out there anyway. I want them to close the show with, by the way, we are working on Fallout New Vegas 2. That is the big fucking... That's me going to go apeshit moment. If they come out and say we're working on Fallout New Vegas 2 and confirm it, I will lose my shit. And that would be hilarious
but it's a good to dream, innit? It's good to have dreams.
But I think...
You dream big.
Seriously, could you imagine that though? If they opened the show with Starfield and finished it with, by the way, we're working on Fallout New Vegas 2. They've got Obsidian there now as well. So it could happen.
I'd rather they walk Sonic out and say he's our bitch now. We own Sega. But that's not going to happen, is it? But that's what I'm hoping for. And all Game Pass Ultimate members don't have to buy that overpriced DLC for Sega Sonic Origins.
That's a joke.
And I'll be like, yay, it's free.
I didn't ask you, Sandy. What do you want to see from this E3 conference?
It's a tough one because there is so many games that I would like to see. I think you guys pretty much picked up on it. Perfect Dark is definitely one I want to try and find out. I just want to hear some more rumors about it. Actually, Scorn, we've seen some drops, some gameplay drops, but it hasn't really showcased off the game as much as I'd like it. I'd like to try and see that. Maybe Avowed, a little bit more of Avowed, because at the moment they just showed that 5-second clip, which is, great. It got the heart pumping, but it's like, come on, show me a little bit more now. And really, I just don't want to see CGI drops. You know what? That's these
No, I don't
pre-rendered
mind
stuff
them.
that's just going to hit. No, please don't. Or documentaries, mini documentaries of like, how the new controller is going to interact with this particular piece of carpet on, new Fallout Vegas 2. I don't want that to be. I don't want that. No.
That's fair.
Are
That is fair.
you guys anticipating any shadow drops? Anything they're just going to go, and it's available now?
I think
Oh, they're
Game
bound to,
Pass
aren't they?
wise, they will.
Yeah,
A lot.
I think that I'm hoping anyway that they do another FPS boost announcement because it's been a while, isn't it, since we've had some FPS boosted titles.
We ain't getting. That's dead. As with backwards compatibility, they don't give. They used it to sell it originally, and now they're like, nah. I'd rather they announce more backwards compat games.
They did say
So
with back compat they've wrapped it up, haven't they? Because of licensing issues, there's not many more that they can actually do.
Fuck off. There's like thousands of Xbox original games. There's thousands of 360 games. There's no way on earth all of them are wrapped up in some weird legal shit. There's still Microsoft published games that aren't out on backwards compatibility. Shut the fuck up, lying Microsoft. Spend some of your dosh. Fuck off. Is that why they're buying Activision? If they buy Activision and they don't give us like a full backwards compat of all Activision games, I'm gonna go crazy. I'm gonna postal people because there's no reason for that.
They did it with Bethesda, didn't they? They dropped all the games into Game Pass.
No, there's still some we haven't got. I'd like to see the rest
of
of them.
We're bound to get a lot of that Acquisition announced at this conference. They're bound to touch on that to some extent. What's coming, what's not coming, etc. Whether Bobby Kotick fucks off finally from the gaming industry, fingers crossed. Because at the moment he's still not confirmed to be leaving.
But they can't say it till it goes through.
Yeah.
So that's the problem. But did you see all those Bethesda games that Shadow dropped onto Steam the other day for free? There's a lot of them for free. Why are they not on Game Pass PC and stuff and just on the Xbox PC app as well? Why are they all on Steam? Like, put it onto your own app. No wonder no one uses it. It's like 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Like Wolfenstein. Whatever it's called. I can't remember which one.
Or the old one.
The old one. It was like the 1995 one or something. It's an amazing game.
3D.
They've put it out on Steam for free. Why is it not on Xbox? Not on the Xbox app on PC. Why do you have to go through Steam? What is the point of me having this Game Pass Xbox app when half of games aren't on it? It's stupid. Fucking stupid, Phil. What are you doing?
You're proper having a show us on the doll where the Xbox touched you moment, aren't you?
I am, yeah. It's just silly little things. Surely to God, like someone went in the PR went, do you know what? Maybe we should put these on our own app as well. I mean, I'd keep them on Steam, but let's put them on our own app as well since we own them. And everyone went, nah, fuck that shit. I can't be asked to make 2 thumbnails. Fuck them. And that's what it feels like.
Yeah.
And I'm just, it's always saying with Xbox, they do so much great things. And then they sort of shit the bed on other things, basically.
Maybe you need to be like all the other Xbox guys and just lower your expectations a little bit.
Yeah, clearly I need to just expect less. Although Muppet in chat has said GoldenEye Shadow Drop. I don't think they'll Shadow Drop it. I think they'll announce it because is it October is the anniversary this year?
I believe so, yeah.
Or something like that. It's later in the year, so I think they'll announce it at E3 because the achievements have already dropped online.
If it is the anniversary this year, you know what they're going to do, don't you? They're going to drop it like a month early before release, and then they're going to spend the next year and a half like patching it, getting it up to like Halo Infinite standards.
Say that, come on, Jesus!
And after 1 year, they'll finally put in the odd job hat mode.
One game I'd love to see, right, but it's never going to happen, is Gears Tactics was amazing. I'd love to have a sequel announced to that, or they get the Tactics brand going and they're like, all right, well, that worked for that. Let's try some other FPS. And you get a Doom Tactics or a Halo Tactics or some other Tactics game. And you kind of go with that as a brand that they're doing now is Tactics.
I'd like that.
And then
That'd be
they
really
finally
good.
say,
I'd like them
we're going to give you multiplayer and you can, just to watch the Halo, Doom and Gears fanboys choose their factions and then lose their shit when they lose online to one of the others, and they're like, Doom guy would never lose to Marcus Phoenix, this is so unfair. And just so partly because I think it'd be a really good game, and also I'd love to see the fallout if they did multiplayer and allowed you to play these factions against each other. I think it'd be amazing.
Didn't they
I
do
think
like a Funko Pop Gears game?
Yeah, it died at death very
I would
quickly.
love to see them use Funkos, man. I love Funko Cap, obviously. I would love to see like more Funko games. I think they could.
Thinking
that
of
could
the
be their
tactic.
Smash Brothers.
Think of the
Have
tactics.
little
Do you remember
Funkos.
the Double Fine Tactics game, which was with Metal? Metal of Ages, not Metal of Ages. Oh God.
It got delayed for ages, didn't it? And then it finally came out on 360 as an arcade.
Yeah,
game.
it was.
What's it
Brutal
called?
Legend. Brutal Legend.
Well,
If they
yeah,
could do a
fantastic.
sequel to that, because that
I'm
was
thinking of a
amazing.
different game to you. I'm thinking of one they released later on. It was like an actual.
I know. Yeah, I was trying to think of the one who's as well. But
No,
Brutal
Brutal
is a
Legend 2 needs a sequel. That is such a good game.
especially as the way it ended. And if you haven't seen the ending, bloody play the game.
It's Jack Black. Everything needs more Jack Black. So I'm down for that.
Apparently they
And it
showed
was
off
just
Borderlands movie footage and actually had Jack Black. They got to saw Claptrap as Jack Black.
Black's Tiny Tina.
Jack Black as Claptrap. I can't even get my words out. They saw him as Claptrap for the first time. I don't know how I feel about that. I feel like that's a shit move because Claptrap is a, he's a character. There's no reason why they couldn't keep on the voice actor that did it originally.
Yeah, he's an iconic voice. It's like when they first announced Halo and they were going to get someone else to do it, and eventually went, oh no, we'll just get Cortana to do Cortana's voice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense, huh? Yeah.
And then they put loads of dots on her face and actually semi-used her real face as well in the end.
And then they went, oh, this is going too well. Have you heard of Quan?
What?
Run!
If you don't know what we're on about, you should watch our Halo the TV show reviews that are available on the channel.
It's very good. Very good.
Segue.
Unlike Quan, they are very good.
Shameless self-plug. They're excellent. They're fantastic. Top quality content.
It is. I can't believe she killed him and then wore his body as a suit.
As a mech suit.
Still,
Yeah,
can't believe it. Find out more about that in our review.
So look,
You
we've
just want to see naked Halo butt. That's all it is.
he is. He's all about the master cheeks.
Master Cheeks. I'm waiting for that costume in Halo. If it doesn't come out, I'm disappointed in life. I would buy that with real money if they put that out, just because I know so many Halo fanboys would cry and break. Like, give me the chance to have Pablo's head instead of a helmet. Charge a $5, and then everyone can just troll Halo fans that are like,
All it is just the bottoms is missing. All you see is Halo cheeks. He's just literally, he's got the top upwards, he's with Halo cheek, and then from bottom downwards is just his cheeks running around. So when he does, you are.
chaps.
Like he's wearing a onesie with the ass missing.
That's right.
Chapless armor. What we're going for, yeah.
Yep.
So
$2.99.
we've still got a lot to talk about. So let's get into the second topic because this is a doozy. So 98% of Activision shareholders have approved the Microsoft acquisition. So up yours, Jason Schreier, you little gimp. So yeah, this is positive news. It means the acquisition is looking more likely to go through. It still needs to be dealt with by the FTC, of course, but it does look more and more likely like it's gonna go ahead. So that's great news. What do you guys think?
Well, to me, it's good news anyway, but it's always down to the sort of FTC side of it. But after the other news from this week, you can't say Microsoft have a monopoly.
Yeah.
They really don't. Look how many companies Embracer has to like dev teams. 140 teams or something they own now, or companies or studios, and you're like, Microsoft's trying to buy like 10 or something. It's silly.
Well, they're third, aren't they? Too. Is it Embracer or is it
Third, yeah.
Tencent? Is it Embracer,
Tencent,
then Sony,
Embracer.
then Microsoft? So it's not as if they're like, the top pinnacle one.
I think it's
in
because Microsoft
value they are,
Yeah, Microsoft
they go-
is literally slapping big dick money down and buying up
Yeah.
huge chunks of it rather than little studios here. and
Really
there.
not, because they haven't put. As far as I'm aware of, unless you're going to announce it, they haven't put in any money for ReddersTV yet, have they?
I know. I'm shocked. Come on, Phil, hit me up. You're
He
missing out,
can't.
mate.
Yeah, he's got to wait for Activision to go through. So
If you can afford,
Fingers
if
crossed.
you can afford like, was it 68 billion for Activision? You can afford a $5 for me. Come on, go on it. Fucking hell.
and a packet of crisps, obviously.
Yeah,
You gotta
$5
get-
and a packet
get
of
your money's
Quavers.
worth.
Pork scratchings, a packet of pork scratchings, and a beer and a $5. That's it.
Has your Uncle Bobby said how much he's given you yet, Redders, when it all goes through?
No, not yet.
No.
Yeah. It's under like contract.
Seems
I have to throw out the lawsuit against him. If it does go-
But how much money heals a broken arse, though? That's the question.
How much plastic surgery
Pretty
heals a
quid.
broken arse? That's the question.
Well, I'm only you and your lawsuit would know, mate. It sucks that Kotick's going to walk away with a big chunk of money, but
You don't even know if
Yeah,
he's
but
going to
remember
do
this,
it.
but
That's the
he's
problem.
going-
he's
gonna
gonna.
go
He's
the-
gonna. They ain't keeping him.
He
If they
is.
keep him on, it's a PR shitstorm.
Ah,
I mean, the only thing
this is-
worse he could do is shit in Phil's bed, and he's not going to do that, is he?
no, trust me,
Oh.
this is actually I had a discussion with a few people about this. He's going to walk away with a big chunk of cash. We know this. I think it's guaranteed. But once he walks away, those lawsuits are going to switch to him directly, and that is a lot of money if he loses to pay up. And so all that money could be very well shoved into a financial legal battle to try and make sure he doesn't see jail time.
A few of them have been
So-
settled, haven't they, in the last week or two? Out
they?
of court.
Oh, magic, that, isn't it? Just before they have to sort of decide things, I bet.
Yeah, let's hush
I
hush
think
this
there's
shit.
still
Jesus.
some
I did
that's
see
still
that
going to go through.
they'd allowed one of the Activision teams has been allowed to unionize, which is nice. So it's always good. I don't know why they're not allowed to unionize. I don't understand it.
They're quite against
Surely,
it in America,
like, if you-
aren't they? They don't like
if you want to
companies
unionize, you
unionising.
should be allowed. I mean,
Mm.
how dare
I
you
think
want
it's-
to be paid
it's
fairly
a
and
contract.
treat well?
Yeah, I think it's something to do with the contract. When they actually put it in, there's like a little clause saying, "Don't you fuckers ever even think about trying to get one over on us."
Yeah,
It was literally there, so it's like, oh bollocks, you know.
Americans
Oh,
are
wait.
quite funny about companies unionizing because they're all about
Yeah.
our big corporate conglomerate.
Well,
Timber
they've
has
had a history of
arrived.
it
Good evening,
really
mate.
screwing over things, isn't it? They've had a few things where they've unionised and then they're like it's brought down the company.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I
I
think
can't
that
wait
was
though.
Before, you know,
Can't
they
wait.
unionised and kept pushing the wages up, and then they eventually went, all right, we'll just
Yeah,
open
it
factories
broke,
up,
it broke the company. Yeah,
pay people half the price because we're losing money. So they just moved. All these people pushing for more and more money in the unions cost everyone their jobs. So,
Not like P&O Ferries. Like, same shit.
it's just because of the particular guy went, fuck the workers, let's try and get
Yeah,
and get something cheaper.
I don't agree with it, but I understand they're always trying to keep the costs down and stuff. But it always, I'd understand more if they weren't paying massive dividends to overly rich
That's it. It's
people
like
at the top.
we need to find 2.5 billion, but here's 500 million to the CEO for that move. You're like,
yeah.
what? Hang on a minute, that's a little bit of a fuck you, isn't it? You know, cut your own bloody wage first. That might help a little bit.
He was getting bonuses for everything, though, wasn't he, Bobby Kotick?
He was,
Jesus.
yeah.
Turning
Fair
up
play to the
bonus.
man for having that in his contract that they were stupid enough to pay him for it all. Like, honestly,
Had to make a coffee
Oh,
bonus.
1 million. Have a shit, have
Yeah.
a 2 million.
Yeah.
Have a cup of coffee, that's another million.
it's like those football managers though, where they hire him for 3 years and then they've got like if they get rid of him before that, they pay him like 20 million. Like,
Pay off the
I'd
rest
just
of
be
the
shit
contract.
for a year. Pay me the rest of it.
It's like
you
those. It's
either-
like those shit bonuses you get in like those hospital builder games and shit, just for doing random stuff. Yeah.
You know,
That's what you-
Congratulations,
failing
you've
up.
cultivated an environment for sexual harassment. Here's 100,000. Like, well done, Bobby. Like, awesome.
There are some awful managers out there who have made tens of millions by just getting sacked all the time.
yeah.
Didn't Villas-Boas get sacked 3 or 4 times in the space of 2 or 3 seasons? And he must have earned like 60 million in payouts. It's like, what a guy! That's the way to do it. Don't work for a living. Just turn up to work, be shit, and live off a reputation that you were once good at another club. And say, I reckon he must interview amazing. He must have a grand plan, and the owners see it and they go, do you know what? That I've never thought of that. Let's hire him. And he does it for a few weeks, and he's like, thing is, I don't really want to live in London anymore. Time to get sacked. And then off he goes.
Yeah, well, he's big chunks.
That's
He's
the
got all
failing
those-
upwards, isn't it? That's that, where you're that bad. It's like, what do we do with him? Fucking promote him. Get him up. Get him out of the bloody team. Promote the guy. Promote him. Say he's really good. Just say he's really good. I don't care what it is. Say he's got an angel up his arse. Just promote him. Get him out of our team.
He's just doing what all of us classic British people do, putting the mums down on the CV as a reference, but under a different name. So they're ringing him up and they're like, Is this? And she's like, oh, he
my
was very
boys.
good running the club. He was such a good guy at whatever random club in some random country. And they're like, oh, well, he's got he's got a right good resume, good, all good. And they're like, yeah, let's have him. It's like,
So,
thanks,
yeah,
Mum. He's a fiver.
That pretty much covers that, doesn't it? The acquisition talk. So
Well, yeah, and someone on Wall Street's just spent a fortune on stock, though, haven't they? Which is a good sign. He's chucked in a load of money saying
He owns
he's betting on
10%
it going
now.
through. Yeah.
oh, is that William Buffett? That guy.
Yeah,
The one
so
Some rich guy spent a lot of money to become richer.
that's how sure he is it's
He
going to
was-
go through. But Jason Schreier saying the market thinks it's not going to go through.
Yeah, but didn't that woman off Twitch?
They just know Jason Schreier knows everything. That's why they get on so well with each other.
Oh mate,
Really, he's got direct line. I reckon Redder's got direct line to Schreier. It's like,
He
what's happening
fucking-
next? And
he
Schreier's
fucking
like,
blocked me this
baby,
week.
don't worry. I can tell you what's going on. This is not going to happen.
here's a fun story. Jason Schreier blocked me on Saturday, blocked GINNA on Sunday, and he blocked someone else I know. Like on Monday, he's literally on a blocking
blocked
spree.
me.
He's on a blocking.
Still an
spree.
avid listener of this program, of this podcast. That's
all
the
I
main
did-
thing, isn't it?
All I did was ask him why he was so anti-Xbox. That was it. Blocked.
I didn't even message him. Someone said, "Oh, I've been blocked for saying this," and I said, "Oh, bear in mind, he didn't even at him. He wasn't even involved." And I just said to him, "That's a borderline death threat with how he treats people speaking about him. You either agree with him 100% or you're an enemy." And then I
He
was blocked.
searches his name on Twitter
Oh.
every day,
I
and
didn't
he
even
just goes
mention his
through all
name.
the
Not
posts.
once. Yeah.
He goes through them all.
What a fucking.
So does that mean
clown.
he's not on the show next week then?
He's not on
Right,
the
he's not-
show? And you
In
know
the
what,
So
So
yeah.
Jason?
first, Elon let
maybe.
us down. Elon
Yeah.
didn't turn up when we invited him, the ignorant prick.
You know what, Jason?
No.
I didn't want to have to do this, mate, but you're off the fucking Christmas card list. I'm devastated.
And you should see them. He literally just wears a sweater and nothing else. It's a very good card.
It is.
He loves it. He puts
It
some
is.
effort in.
I'll tell you what, mate.
Jinx.
The old people buy them up by the fucking dozen.
Red is
I
going to send
bet.
your card to Jim Ryan instead.
He can come on the show if he wants. I'd love to talk to him. It'd be great. It'd be like talking to like Del Boy. Honestly, I think it'd be fantastic.
Have you seen those interviews where he's in that room and it looks like a room your nan has, with like floral patterns and frames of hanging up
Probably
behind
lives
him
with
with a
his mum
headset on,
still.
like he
you
looks
know
like
what
he
it
never
is?
wore a headset in his life, and he's sipping a cup of water and holding a controller awkward.
You are hitting the nail on it.
Oh.
I reckon that's the thing. Is that he's putting that persona out of this dodgy old little person right behind. He's a ruthless sort of psychopath. You know, anyone gets in his way, they disappear, and then another patio is planted. You know, you don't realise it because he just appears that nice dodgy old. Oh, he's little floral patterns. You wait. You get in front of him, he'll never be seen again.
That floral pattern is the skins of his victims. Just
Yeah.
dyes and stitches it into the wallpaper.
To be fair though, going back to the Activision like stock, didn't that Twitch lady who wears a horse head spend like £2 million on
Is that Amaranth?
Activision stock?
Is that Amaranth?
Yeah, is she? Did she just buy loads of stuff?
Oh, I don't
Yeah,
know.
she
If
fucking
bought-
know.
she's buying all that
Yeah,
stock,
yeah.
then it's a given.
The
Do you know what I
last,
mean?
the last thing I read about her, she was creating a charity to encourage women not to be objectified,
Streamers.
even though she's made millions off objectifying herself. Yeah, I don't fucking.
She's
get
still
it.
selling
she's
her parts in the
quit
car
now.
for 10 grand a pop, though. She hasn't stopped doing that.
But that's what I find really funny.
Come on. That is entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
If Fedders could put his parts in a jar and sell it for £5 a pop, I can guarantee you right now he'd be off this podcast, woofing into a jar right there.
He would, and I
Absolutely.
don't blame him for it. It's just jealousy in it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I've just googled it. She bought £2 million worth of Activision Blizzard stock, and she's expecting like a 20% return on it if it goes through. So fair play. I mean, obviously farting in a jar and wearing a horse's head and like deep throating a mic makes you millions, and I would be doing it myself if I could, honestly. So if there's anyone
So
out there who
you
wants
would
that,
be doing
hit
it.
me up.
Your OnlyFans tells me you already are doing it. I didn't
Hey,
pay
if
for
I
that
had
bloody
an OnlyFans
subscription.
and people were paying for it, I wouldn't be here. I tell you now.
Right.
I'd be busy. I'd have a different type of show going on.
To think that all these years I've been handing out dick pics for free.
You've been paying him to
It's
take
pretty-
them, haven't you?
it was pretty though. It was a nice little thing.
It
It
is,
was a little
it's
cute
adorable.
button sort of situation.
You want to go Amaranth now or
Right,
something else?
let's crack on with these topics because we've still got a lot to get through. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 officially announced. Anyone give a shit?
Yay! Because it'll
Yeah.
hopefully be on Game Pass.
Pretty
This
logo.
is true, actually. Yeah, this is true.
Yeah, it's a cool logo. They've done a good job on that. But
That's about it.
You know what? I'm not going to bullshit you. I will play this one because the last Modern Warfare was the first Call of Duty I've enjoyed in a very long time. So yeah, I probably will pick this one up and I probably will play it and I'll probably enjoy it for at least a few weeks.
After seeing what they've done with the series, Modern Warfare was the only one where I actually did get the golden sniper rifle. That tells you how bloody I had to go through and get that upgraded. And I tell you what, this one, I don't know. I've just seen all the other ones. And they're like, it's getting a bit stagnant now. They've got to have to really pull something out of the bag to try and, bring this back. I hope they do. But it's just getting stagnant.
Yeah, I didn't bother with Vanguard. I don't like Treyarch anymore. I don't like their games. I don't like the other ones that are doing it either. I can't remember the name. Raven Software, is it?
Yeah.
Basically,
I
anyone
really
else
enjoyed the
under
campaign.
Activision that's doing Call of Duty, I don't like them. Infinity Ward, I'll happily play their Call of Duties because they're quite solid. And the last Modern Warfare was awesome. And I played that a lot with V2 Timmy in chat. Fuck me, if you want to laugh, play Call of Duty with V2 Timmy. Absolutely fucking hilarious. I thought I had really bad FPS rage until I played with him. So yeah, I'll happily give this one a go.
I did the campaign for Cold War. Campaign was very good.
yeah, I like
was
that.
absolute shit apart from Prop Hunt. Prop Hunt was amazing on there. But yeah, the campaign was really good.
Fair.
Yeah, they should do more prop hunt games. I'm right.
Yes.
That's the best. That was the best mode on that game. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for Call of Duty 2 remaster. That's all I want. Like,
Why?
because the Call of Duty 2 is the best Call of
It
Duty.
is the best Call
Yeah,
of Duty.
but you got. Would it be popular in this day?
Who
and age?
cares? I don't give a shit. I want to play it. I'm sick of Modern Warfare. We've had Modern Warfare remasters. I want a COD 2 remaster.
You'll never
Do as a
get it.
COD 1 to 3 or a COD 2, 3, and World at War bundle
I'll tell you why
remastered
you'll
like
never
a
get it
pack.
because
Small.
it doesn't
You're thinking
appeal
small.
to the esports market. People want these high
Medal of Honor remaster.
Oh yes, Medal of Honor.
I used to love Medal
Ooh,
of Honor.
they
Do you remember the
were
reboot
made by
did?
Activision, weren't they?
No, they were made by EA.
By LucasArts.
Well, never mind then.
Do you remember?
The multiplayer was superb. It was superb.
Do you
The
remember
originals
when they
were.
did the Medal of Honor remaster? It was a lot like Battlefield, and then they ruined it with the one that came after it. That
No.
reboot was
Did they?
fucking awesome. Really,
I never
awesome.
played it. I
So
never
good.
played the reboot.
The reboot was great, and then they ruined it with the sequel.
Yeah, the reboot was really good, and the sequel was the biggest pile of arse I've ever seen. And then that's why we've not had one since 2012 on proper console or PC. They
killed
brought
it.
out
Either that.
they did a VR one, didn't they? A couple of years back, a World War II one.
I'd happily see Medal of Honor come back for sure.
Or Band
Yeah.
of Brothers. Do you remember the old Band of Brothers?
I
I
love
never
those.
played Band of Brothers.
Do you mean Brothers in
Amazing.
Arms?
Brothers in Arms.
Brothers in
yeah.
Arms. Brothers in Arms. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, I
that
love
was
Brothers
like
in
a
Arms.
mixture between FPS and tactical.
Yeah.
And the bloody AI
Really good.
was very clever back in the days. It would bloody flank you and do everything. It's like Jesus Christ. That was a hard game to play as well. But it was again, and that was the game I talked about earlier. That said, if you played on the anniversary, you got an achievement.
Yeah, really good,
okay,
really
yeah,
good
yeah.
that one. I like the original one the best. I think the first and the second were the best. The 360 one was all right, wasn't as good, but it was still a
Hell's
good
Highway,
game.
that was, wasn't it?
Yeah, and then they announced it, didn't they? And they were going to turn it into like a first-person sort of combo shooter game, and then it died a death, and we never heard from it again. Although it did get, I'm sure it got loads of PSP games and phone games, which were actually semi-decent. So
Mm.
There
I
you
liked
go.
them. Never hide behind wooden fences. That's the key
No.
thing you learn real fast. in
God,
that
yeah.
game.
That was it. He's like, oh, I'll hide behind this fence. Bang, 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 dead. He's like, what the? Oh, right, you can shoot through a wooden fence. Because that back in those days, it was like wooden fence. Yeah, that's like a brick wall.
yeah, exactly.
So that pretty much wraps up Call of Duty. No one seems to care about that, which is fair. What else have we
If it's
got?
on Game Pass, it'll do really well though. It'll be the
Yeah,
biggest
it will.
shooter ever.
Yeah,
But
it'll be
Battlefield
popular
2042 is the biggest shooter ever, right?
again.
Yep.
Soon will be.
Hasn't that got less players? What game was it less than today? It was something really stupid.
Jet Washer
really
Simulator
stupid.
has
Jet
now got
Washer
more
Simulator had more players.
That's It's bad, isn't it? I'll tell you what, Game Pass is the only thing that's going to save that game from this point. If they
I don't
get
think
on
it would
Game
save
Pass.
it.
I think it will.
think
I think it would be enough to get people that didn't.
It
Because
sucks for a month.
I played
Yeah.
the beta and I played the 10-hour trial. I didn't even finish the 10-hour trial, so I didn't even buy the game.
Same.
I would happily go back to it if it was on Xbox Game Pass. And they
You've
keep
still got some of your
patching
trial
it.
left. Why haven't you gone back to it?
Because the game's fucked, isn't it? It's still fucked at this point.
So why would you want it on Game Pass then if it's fucked?
Because it'll be patched whilst it's on Game Pass, won't it? It'll keep patching it.
That
just-
shit.
yeah.
Just let it die.
I
Let's
don't want
let
to die because Battlefield's better than COD.
All Battlefield
At
was
least it
better
used
than
to be.
COD.
At least it used to be. So what else have we got to talk about? Skull and Bones. Skull and Bones. Skull and Bones.
Skull and Bones.
Skull and Bones gameplay leaks online. 23 minutes worth. Thoughts?
Bang average.
Fair. I'll tell you what. I took one look at it and I thought this is fucking shit. It because it's
Black Flag.
it's everything that I hated about Assassin's Creed Black Flag. I was like,
Oh, that was one of my. I absolutely love that bloody game. Oh,
I love Black
Jesus
Flag.
Christ.
I thought the naval combat got very fucking tedious very quickly. It's not
I just
something
like
I,
the
wanted
shanties.
a
I
full
was
game
about to
of.
say, everyone says, "Oh, but the shanties were great." It's like, yeah, we'll put a fucking shanty album on.
Hailstorm. Put Hailstorm
5
on,
years
you'll be
later,
fine.
on down the line, a shanty song made it to bloody #1.
I did like
But
the,
Like, you can tell he loves it. He's yawning about it. That's how Black Flag he's enjoying it.
I'll tell you what, I thoroughly enjoyed Black Flag. It's probably one of my last favourite Assassin's Creed games because it was actually an Assassin's Creed. And the ending...
One of your last favourites, so it should
Yeah,
be worse.
No,
Technically, it
was
wasn't
one
an
of my
Assassin's
favourite,
Creed,
one of the
'cause
last
you're not an
Assassin's Creed
assassin.
games that I liked, thoroughly
Yeah.
liked. And
That's the
I liked
first
it
one where
'cause it
you
was
weren't an
solid.
assassin. You murdered
wasn't.
an assassin and ran around in his outfit.
Well, yeah, but it still works.
Isn't that what assassins do?
you
They
can't
murder
give
people.
Valhalla shit.
No.
That's it now. Oh, it's on now. You've been
liked,
giving Valhalla shit, saying it's not Assassin's Creed. Clearly,
it
Ginna has
was-
just informed me that Black Flag is even also not.
No, he does become an
Assassin's
assassin
Creed.
by the end of the fucking game. He is an assassin by the end of the game. He's talking shit, this one here. He's talking absolute shit.
So does Ivor. She
No, he
becomes
doesn't.
Fucking.
Not
She
one
does.
point. No. Not one point in that
She
fucking
gets
game.
plugged
does-
in and she has a chat with him at
No.
the end. She chats with Desmond.
That's not
Spoilers.
It's weird
That's
that
Layla.
Desmond's ancestor became a pirate and killed the assassins that he used to be part of the family of. Because if he's
That's not
accessing this
Desmond's
random on his
ancestor.
DNA,
No.
It's not.
It was
Desmond's
all to do
ancestor.
with the story for what they were trying to find, remember?
The Animus
so he was
gets
trying to plug
upgraded.
into...
The Animus gets
looking for
upgraded,
booty.
and as long as you've got their DNA now, it doesn't matter if they're related or not. As long as
Oh, you
got
yeah, you
fuck
could.
off.
Boring.
that.
It is, you can be their cat now, and they've gone cat avenge, cat assassin.
Cat Adventures.
There you go. Assassin's
someone-
Creed cat assassin.
And you know
So
what?
You
what's
go
happening
round
now?
Don't know
murdering
the
people.
Ubisoft ideas.
You know what, Sanity? You fucking laugh, but that'll still be more Assassin's Creed than the last 3 fucking games. So,
No,
Jog on.
you're wrong.
Assassin's Creed Meow 2.
You're wrong.
no, I thought
His claws of vengeance will take upon the death upon all of you.
You know, this means someone sat there and said, "Oh, well, we can't have his lineage be an assassin and a pirate. That's just ridiculous. This DNA machine couldn't. This guy couldn't have all
Oh,
that
yeah.
in his background. So
But-
what we need to do is we need to make it that a pirate kills his family. But now, as long as we get that pirate's DNA." Somehow, hundreds of years later, the machine can read it, which means that we didn't need this guy
right.
this whole time anyway. We could have just picked up
But-
random clothes and
Would-
shit from the lawn and found anybody's DNA.
But would you say that that's
Tell you
more
what.
consistent than, oh, we found a body, we can't decide whether it's male or female. We'll let the Animus decide.
No, that's just inclusion. That's all that is.
Shocking. This is a game that's
Trust
based
me,
on the
you will
ability.
all
of a
be
computer
silenced
being
at
able to
Assassin's
read.
Creed Japan.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'll
Assassin's
play that.
Creed Japan.
Yeah.
See, look, they'll go, "Oh, yeah, Assassin's Creed Japan. Yeah, I'll be up for that. Yeah.
I would totally be up for that.
Or actually, it'd be Assassin's Creed Ghost of Tsushima.
They seem to go. They seem to go in
Correct,
favour
yeah,
of
let's
whatever's
be fair.
popular at the moment, don't they? And they did Vikings because Vikings was popular at the time. They did. I don't know why they did fucking Egypt. There's always been a very popular setting, I suppose. But everybody, this is what another thing I hate about Ubisoft. They do not give the fans what they fucking want. Everybody's wanted a feudal feud. I can't even fucking say the word.
Feudal.
That's the one. Japan for like for years.
Ever.
They've never given us one. Never.
Assassin's Creed: Last of the Samurai. Let's face it, with Tom Hanks as the voice.
Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks.
Yeah, I'm not going to say
true
who
to the
the other
source
Tom. I'm just going to say
material.
Tom Hanks. I was
Tom
waiting for you to
Hanks.
try and catch it. You had to bloody laugh and ruin it. You should have kept talking. Yeah, that's right, Tom Hanks.
Tom
Oh,
Hanks.
for fuck's sake.
Have you seen what Muppets have said in
Tom
chat
Cruise.
about the Animus?
No.
Wait, what was the DNA machine? A sock belonging to a 13-year-old.
Oh, mate. Rank.
May as well be though. Like Black Flag, sort of a load of bollocks.
It's great. Great game.
Meh.
Fantastic storytelling. That was Ubisoft when they were telling decent stories. That ending in Black Flag fucking trumps any ending in any Assassin's Creed, I think.
Did he have
It
like
was
a
a
pirate
pirate
mate?
mate.
Does he crack and eat
Like
him or
that.
something?
Nah, he fucking he's sitting down, isn't he? At the end, he's got everything he ever wanted. All his mates are dead. His wife, who he's now trying to earn a fortune for, is dead.
Yep.
It's a proper heartbreaking ending, but it's just such great.
He's got
storytelling.
everything and he's got nothing at the same time. He's like, well,
Exactly.
fuck.
Yeah. Very good.
You know,
Well,
that's
now we
just
don't
like,
have to play
shit.
it at least. You know, they've ruined it for us. It's all good.
Oh,
How have you
trust
not
me,
played
but
Black Flag? You must
Play
have
the
played
ending
it.
play it for that ending. I suppose you'll be a happy boy.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Just
Uh,
watch it on
I played
YouTube.
Black Flag. I used to be a massive Assassin's Creed fan. Then I started playing Black Flag, and I was like, "This is fucking awful. This isn't an Assassin's Creed game. It's gash." So I was done.
And on that development. So yeah, no one's interested in Skull and Bones. No.
No, it's fully PvP as well. There's no like PvE, so
Because
like
that's
they
really
could have.
popular in Sea of Thieves. They thought,
Well,
copy
they
that.
could have catered to that. There's a large
First
amount of
Sea of Thieves.
Sea of Thieves people that don't want PvP. Like, and they thought, you know what, we'll just literally only do PvP and not give them any PvE. So they could have catered to that big crowd wanting a PvE experience with pirates, and they were like, nah, fuck them.
They've got
We
that,
don't want
though.
their money.
Just play Black Flag.
Well, they need to remaster it or re-release it or
That game's
remake it
still
or
good
something.
looking, you know. That game is still good
They
looking.
did yeah, I think they've done the collection, haven't they?
No, not
So,
Black Flag.
no.
Actually, they might have done, actually.
They
I
did
think
the
they have,
Xbox
because-
collection. I don't think Black
Or
Flag
was it
is
was
in
it backward compatible? Because I remember them doing a screenshot of where the ship looked like it was sinking into the water. They did, I think it was Digital Foundry did a kind of buffer on it. So
They
maybe
did
it's a back pat.
They did like a pack, like a collection. It was Black Flag and Adewale Story. I can't remember is the name of the DLC. But they did like a whole pack of it from that point in Assassin's Creed. I can't remember the name of it though.
What's the one with Jack the Ripper DLC?
That is Syndicate.
I've got the
That
DLC. I
was
haven't actually
solid
played the
DLC,
game
to be
yet.
fair. I'll tell you what, that is the best DLC in any Assassin's Creed.
I'm glad I bought it cheap then.
Very good. Very good. Right, what else have we got to talk about? We have this month's games with gold is shit.
God,
Love it.
That's actually
And
what
we've
it
got
says here in the notes.
Yeah, that was
Shit.
my addition to this month's.
Amazing. So, yeah,
It's so
they're
shit.
not
They
very good
chucked
this
in
one.
three more games.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They
Make
did
it
actually
better.
give 3 more out, but they haven't announced it publicly, basically. So they
Yeah.
added one game this month is a like a re-release of one from many months ago. It's that boat racing game. There's the Viva Pinata party game, which I'm happy to get, but it's out in the is it in the rare
It's done a
replay
few
already?
times, hasn't it?
Wouldn't
Yeah, so rare
surprise me.
replay. Yeah, it's like the second or third time it's been out now.
Um,
Either in rare replay or something, because I've got it and it's just on,
But yeah,
Fridays.
so because they were so shit, they've now made 3 more games free, which include Braid, which is an amazing game,
Yeah, that's good.
Joe
Oh.
Danger 2, and Cloning Clyde, which you can get as well. And they seem to be available in America and the UK at least so far. I don't know anywhere else in the world. So
I would
It's
like
available
to
right now.
see games with gold disappear at this point. I think it only damages the reputation of Xbox more than it does benefit it, because the games are always shit. Everybody knows they're shit.
oh yeah,
I'll argue against that from one particular purpose. It's just that, to be honest with you, it's not the way I see games with gold It's not for your middle tier gamers like Redders, who's got millions and millions of cash just sitting in his bank. You can pay for it. It's more for like the GINA. It's more for like GINA type, who's barely scraping together. His Mackie D's and his pot noodle, and that's the best thing he can get is the games for gold. And so it's more along the lines of those who are really struggling. That works for them. The gold does really help them out, because you can imagine little screaming kids and they can't afford anything. The games for gold gives them something.
Right, but you need a gold.
Yes, it's not brilliant.
So you can't afford something.
Yeah, and it gives them something.
Yeah, but they've now started to give the same games out again. Like one of the games this month has been out at least once, maybe twice, as a free games with gold game. And it's not like there's not other games out there they could use. It's just getting lazy at this point. Do you know what I mean? Did they go to that depth? Do you want $1,000 or something? And they're like, yeah, why not? Stick it back on. I ain't sold anything in a few weeks.
I do think they need to. I think if you look through the list from 2017 onwards, you'll definitely see a hell of a lot of duplicates in there. They kind of do need to expand upon it a little bit. And to be honest with you, even if they were, and again, they could put in so many indie games in there that are amazing. If they really wanted to, just to showcase it, that would double, treble the sales of some of these amazing indie games. They could go, right, Games of Gold is just going to be all indie games. You can imagine what that'd be like? Jesus, the people there would be like...
about it.
You think?
I mean, the person in charge of recruiting games for Games of Gold deserves a pay rise, because, the whole reason they're making the game shit now is to push you towards Game Pass, right? And they've somehow, for a year or two, managed to every month get more disappointing, and that takes effort. They haven't even accidentally recruited someone good. They've consistently got worse every month. That person deserves a pay rise. They are nailing their job. No one else at Xbox.
Do you think they're using the reviews as a basis? It's like, okay, we've gone from 5, we've dropped down to 4. We're hoping to try and drop it down to 3. By next year, we should be around the 2 mark.
Yeah.
I mean, it wouldn't be a problem for me. Like I say, I'm just grateful for free games, but the fact that they're repeating them is a bit annoying. And also, when you look at what other companies are doing with their free games as part of their paid service at a similar price, you're like, why am I paying PS Plus? Pretty much every month is better, and you can't deny it. This month they got FIFA 22,
but they don't.
I know it's on Game. Yeah, they don't have Game Pass, but you're not paying for Game Pass. This is a separate thing. Games with Gold isn't Game Pass, so you can't say, well, it's on Game Pass, so it doesn't matter.
No, I'm saying that PlayStation Now games are better because they don't have Game Pass.
Yeah, the PS Plus games are better because they don't have Game Pass, but it's still a service at the same price. At the same price, giving you the same sort of benefits. So why are we getting shit? That's my issue. It wouldn't be a problem if it was the only one, but Nintendo Switch Online is cheaper, and technically the games are really old, but I'd rather get old SNES games and N64 games than the shit we're getting on Games with Gold at the moment. And PlayStation Plus is the same price, but they're constantly better. And yes, I'm very grateful for Game Pass. I love Game Pass. I play so many games, but I also see there's those people who pay for Games with Gold, and they're just getting tripe. And it is literally only to push you to Game Pass. Yeah. So either get rid of it or phase out.
I would like to see them get rid of Gold completely. I think Gold at this point's outlived its purpose. Just get everybody on Game Pass.
Do you think? Actually, you've just hit on the head. Do you think the moment the new subscription service hits PlayStation, they'll start doing exactly the same? They'll start reducing down the quality.
I don't think they'll start reducing down the quality. I just think that they need to. I think Gold has been needing to go for a while now.
I mean, for PlayStation side.
No, it means PlayStation. I think they'll give less games out every month. I think you might drop it to 2 maybe games or 3 games a month. I definitely think it's going to slowly drop in quality, and I could imagine that the games you get with PS Plus are going to be games that are then added to the PS Now service. So you're not really getting anything extra. It's all sort of yes, you're getting these, but they're also available in the higher tiers and stuff like that as well. Does that make sense?
Am I right in saying that as soon as you cancel your subscription, you lose access to those games as well? You don't get
Gold. You have to then resubscribe to play. They don't get deleted from your account. Like
You
they'll
just
stay
can't
on your
play them.
console. You just can't play them. They're in a library that you can't access, basically.
Fun.
But it's same with
That's it.
Xbox Gold, games with golds. All
Nah,
of
you
them
keep
bar the
them.
360.
You keep them. What you do?
No, I
No.
thought with PS Plus, you actually lose the games once your subscription lapses.
No,
Yeah,
I
you do.
thought that, but then I've plugged my PS5 in, and I've still got PS Plus games from PS3 that I can still access.
You
Sort
can-
of
That
like
might be
I'm pretty
part
sure
of
that-
that PS Plus collection they gave all the PS5 owners. They gave them a massive batch of games.
Oh, they did, but there's other stuff as well. As long as you've redeemed them now, they stay in like I don't know whether this is newly added on the PS5, but there's like a section that's like library, and a lot of it was like I went on and it's like you can't install that because you can't play it because you haven't got gold like plus. I was going through them, so when I resubbed for a bit, I could re-download them all. So
I'm pretty sure that once you get the games on Games with Gold, you get to keep them.
nope, only the
Are you
360 games, only the
Oh.
360 and Xbox Original. If you cancel
is.
your games with gold, you will lose all your Xbox One access to them. They're still on your
I
account.
did not know that.
Yeah, but you're just technically leasing them.
Hmm.
That's why if you go on Games with Gold tab on your games and apps section, you'll notice none of the
Separate.
360 games or Xbox original games in that list, that separate list you can go to,
Oh, okay.
because you actually buy them, because it was an issue with the 360 store. So they had to basically give you them, but when they started with the Xbox One onwards, it was like, nah, you're renting them bad boys. So
Fair enough. I didn't know that. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I honestly thought you got to keep them.
no,
So,
unfortunately not. Sorry.
Whilst we're still talking about Xbox Game Pass, there are 5 games leaving Game Pass soon. We've got Final Fantasy X and 10 Part 2. Enter the Gungeon. Is that how you pronounce it? Steep,
Yeah.
The Catch, and The Wild at Heart. That's all leaving Game Pass very soon. If you haven't played Final Fantasy X, reevaluate your life. It's the best one in the series. 10 Part 2, not so much. So yeah, get on that and play that before
I would
it leaves.
recommend that.
Wild at Heart looks good as well, but it's like a 15-hour game, so obviously you ain't got long.
Get on it. And there's also more games coming to Xbox Game Pass. We've got NHL 22. We've got Trek to Yomi, which looks fucking awesome, like a black and white. It's not side scrolling, is it? It's like
Yeah, it's side-scrolling.
black
Yeah,
and
it
white
looks great.
side scrolling. Goes to Tsushima.
Yeah, basically.
This War Is Mine Final Cut, great game. Played that before. Really enjoyed it. Citizen Sleeper, never heard of it. Can't even pronounce that one. Eluden Chronicle Rising is coming as well. Don't know what that is.
You mean Danganronpa 2? Is that the one you
That's
couldn't
the one,
pronounce?
Danganronpa. Yeah, that's the one. And then there is also Loot River, which is now available. That came out today on Xbox Game Pass. So you
That
do
looks
have
cool
some,
as well.
yeah, you do have some new games to play this week, which is awesome.
Citizen Sleeper, I think I've seen that before and it looked quite interesting, but if it's the same game I was thinking of.
It's heavily text driven. Trying to find your way back through a city, and
That's
there's
me
a lot
out
of
then.
people there.
Yeah, Redders doesn't read.
I don't read.
No.
Fuck that. Not a chance. I'd rather do.
Trek to Yomi and what's it called? Loot River. Those two look great. They're the two that interest me on that list.
What have you been playing today? Is it Search and or Research and Destroy?
Research and Destroy. Yeah,
You're having a blast with that, aren't you?
I am. I'm loving it.
Awesome. Yeah, I've been meaning to
yeah,
check it
yeah.
out. I haven't got around to doing it yet. So I might do a stream this week of that if anyone's interested in watching that.
I'm gonna watch you and then watch you hate it. Yeah, this makes no sense. The worst game ever. What's the matter with
I don't know
you?
when, because I've already committed to Thursday doing the Assassin's Creed Road to 1000 gamer score. But I might try and do one on actually no, Sunday. I'm going to go see Multiverse of Madness, so it might be Saturday night. I'll do that.
I did put something out saying I was going to stream this weekend. I might have deleted that tweet now if people have seen it because I've remembered I'm actually away on a stag do. So
When are you not away on a stag do? You're always out drinking.
Where are we going? It's stag do. Is it anywhere local? Like
I
your
can't
Redders?
say in case the person who stag do it is watching because it's a surprise.
Alton Towers, I'm guessing, because you live there.
The weekend
Lego
off,
Land.
I'm not on the
Pigland.
Saturday though, probably. So
Citizen Sleeper is a day one game. Fair enough. If that's what you're into. So yeah, we're actually starting to run out of topics now, which is good. We had a lot to talk about tonight. What else have we got? I think that's it. Oh, Embracer Group have managed to snatch up a load of goodies for 300 million. Dirty bastards.
Bargain.
I think they got an absolute steal there. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It depends exactly what they end up getting, because they've been very coy about it, and there was also something like the Disney IPs, they may not get them. It's all down to Disney and stuff.
Right.
If they give permission for like Avengers and Guardians of the Galaxy. It depends. It's a weird one. Like, were they actually making a lot of money? Were they hemorrhaging money? They've never. Square have always said they did shit, but that could have probably just because Square can't organise a piss up in a brewery. But
300 million seems awfully cheap.
Oh, it does nowadays when you think about it, and I don't get why Xbox didn't go for Crystal Dynamics. It
I'm
just
guessing
baffles me.
they're currently in this acquisition with Activision. I'm guessing they're not.
Yeah,
gonna
but
take on-
they could have put some private. Like, we've got our name on this fucker. Just wait.
We got to think that they got all eyes on them at the moment from the FTC, so maybe they're just playing a bit.
I know. I just think it's a shame. I mean, honestly, it's good for gamers because Embracer Group are very much multi-plat. All their stuff's multi-plat, and they've started to pump out games like remakes and sequels to classic games, and they've been pretty good. I mean, Darksiders 3 was all right. They did that really cool SpongeBob remaster. We got the remake of Destroy All Humans, and we're getting Destroy All Humans 2 remake. But they even said they were going to do something with the Legacy of Kain. So that, hey, if we get a Legacy of Kain or a Soul Reaver 2,
remake, that would be
300 million. They got a steal. They got 3 decent studios. They got Tomb Raider, Deus Ex, and they've got the Legacy of Kain games. For me, that's worth it alone. And then they said we got another 50 IPs off the back of it as well.
You got to think there's another Tomb Raider being developed. They got a brand new Tomb Raider coming out. So yeah,
Square only made 8 million profit last year. After all those games they released, the amount they spend. I don't know where they're spaffing all their money, because they keep saying all the Tomb Raider reboot is underperformed, but the 3 of them sold like 38 million between the 3 releases. So
they're shady as fuck, though, aren't they?
Like, where's that money going?
Well, did you see what they said they're spending this 300 million on?
Yeah,
NFTs and blockchain.
And NFTs.
Whoa.
So
they
immediately
NFTs are gonna be absolutely. They're gonna be by the bucket load of it.
Yeah, Final Fantasy NFTs everywhere. That's all it's going to be now.
Are they going to go like Konami and just, apart from like Final Fantasy, that'll be their Pro Evo? Because Konami pretty much makes Pro Evo now and it's just stopped making games. Is Square going to start selling stuff now and they're just going to make Kingdom Hearts, Final Fantasy, and then that's it? Everything else will just sit there dormant.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Until someone buys up some of the existing IPs, they'll sell another IP off, then they'll sell another IP off.
I'm actually really positive about this.
Yeah, it's a sign of the times. I just think that everybody's looking to get bought up now by these bigger conglomerates.
Yeah.
I'm
glad it's Embracer, though. It could have been Tencent, which is worse.
True.
And Embracer, like I say, they are very multi-platform supporters. A lot of it gets put on Game Pass, quite a lot, which is great. And could you imagine if they start like remastering and pumping out all the old Tomb Raider games and stuff like that? Because they've got the rights. Like, they've done it with other stuff. Oh, I'd love to play like Tomb Raider 3, but we just like on modern consoles. Oh, it'd be great. Oh, I'm happy. That's all I'm bothered about.
Do a remaster of it. They would, Night Dive's superb at doing their remasters, because they not only just upgrade the controls, upgrade the graphics, but they also find hidden stuff that was cut out and put it back in again.
So yeah, they did that with the
Shadow Man,
Humans as well.
And Destroy, it was one of those. They really know their stuff. It's really good. So
I'll tell you what, Muppet, you can buy
maybe
me. It's fine.
One thing I would say is that if Tencent had bought them, we'd have got a lot of Lara skins, some questionable ones, and they've chucked in the game for $60 a pop.
Yeah. It's good. It's good for everyone, I think. I mean, a lot of people are kicking off on the Twitter and stuff, but they're just fanboys, and the Embracer are in it. They're not in it to sort of lock stuff down. They're in it to make money. They're buying all these studios, and they basically bought the remnants of THQ and reanimated it. So we might get an EDOS, like a renaissance of EDOS games, is what I'm hoping.
Yeah.
And Yeah, and it doesn't ever warrant, like, it doesn't rule out these companies ever going elsewhere, these studios, like, being bought. Because if someone comes with a big bag of money that's making them a lot of profit, Embracer are going to be like, well, we are a company of
It's all for security, isn't it?
investors.
It's all
Yeah.
for security. The market is very volatile, and I think
Well, they know people are being bought up as well, so they're seeing like, oh, fucking Activision, 78 billion, we're going to get on some of that at one day. So they're buying up all these cheap, and they're going to flog them on eventually.
I'm worried about what's
It
going to
only seems
happen.
right.
I'm worried about what's going to happen to Ubisoft because I don't want them going to Tencent. Maybe Embracer Group will buy them as well. Xbox can't buy them at the moment because they're currently doing this Activision acquisition.
You never know. I know everyone says they can't buy anything with this Activision deal, but I don't think that's true.
They were saying
PlayStation
they've got
can't
at least
afford them.
this hint. Well, there's a hint that apparently Microsoft's got, was it 2 or 3 big more purchase announcements?
Oh, really?
So that could happen at E3. You never know.
Well, they can buy private companies as well. Like, they could have bought these 2 years ago and just never said anything. It's only the public ones they have to announce in advance. The private ones, technically, I don't think they will. I feel like we're not going to hear anything, which is a damn shame. At least maybe buy some exclusive rights to Summit, so you've got Summit. Give us chomping at bit for Summit.
That may be the thing at E3. Finish it off with very last thing. By the way, we've bought this, and this. See ya.
Just to touch on what Thimba said, he doesn't think anyone wants to buy Ubisoft. I completely disagree. This is a company that still puts out solid franchises like Assassin's Creed. I mean, Valhalla is one of the best-selling Assassin's Creed games for Ubisoft. They still put out bangers. Far Cry, banger. Watch Dogs, they still have that IP. I think somebody will snap them up, and they'll snap them up pretty fucking quickly. I think that their situation is currently the same as what Activision's was in. I think they've lost a lot of stock market because of their aggressive stance towards NFTs and free-to-play games and microtransactions. They're also coming off the back of sexual harassment and sexual misconduct lawsuits, just like Activision. I think that they are another perfect buy for the right company, and I think they will get picked up because all that needs to happen is someone buys them up, gets rid of that fucking Yves Guillemot, finally makes them realize, you know what, you're pissing your fans off, you're not getting them on side, sort your shit out, and I think they'll be worth money again. I think they're in the exact same situation as what they were in with that, as what Activision were in.
Well, look at Blizzard. Doesn't it look like Blizzard are already turning things around now? They've sort of got a bit of hope.
Yeah.
They've done a WoW expansion that everyone seems to love. They seem to be like looking towards the future. I think it's a positive. I think Ubisoft would be great for Game Pass. I mean, I don't know whether there'd be just a deal to have it on Game Pass, but like those games are massive, 100+ hour games.
Though, aren't we? We're getting Ubisoft.
Oh yeah.
But here's what I want to see happen. I don't want to see Ubisoft Plus come on to Game Pass and then have to pay an additional subscription. I would rather they say, look, Game Pass is fucking great value for money. Everybody knows it. We're going to bring in Ubisoft Plus and we're going to bump the price up by like $5. That's still amazing value. I don't care what anybody says.
Definitely.
I would rather they did that.
Than go up. The trouble is that the biggest thing at the moment, when is it going to go up? And now with inflation from both countries literally hitting, it is that they can't do it. I don't think they can risk it right now, because if they try that, people will be like, too expensive, sorry.
I don't know though. If they included all the Ubisoft games,
they don't need to go full Netflix and bump the price up like 3 times in the year. They could literally just bring it in, say, look, we're going to bump it up by like $3 a month or $4 a month. I'd happily sign up for that shit. I think
even if it was, I hate saying it, even if it was an extra tier, just to say everything included, because I would. I mean, I've got a lot of the Ubisoft games, but there's a lot of the back compatibility stuff I haven't. And also, like I say, they'd be games that are good for Game Pass because they're so long. Like, you're not going to play loads. Like, those indie games are great for Game Pass. They're always good to play and to find new devs, and they probably are quite cheap compared. But you're not going to be renewing your sub for a second month to play a 3-hour indie game. You'd probably resubscribe for a second month when you're halfway through Assassin's Creed Valhalla and you want to finish the next bit off.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what I mean? That's how I see it.
And with Ubisoft Plus, you get to play their brand new releases on release day. So,
on their second tier, they've got two. There's Ubisoft Plus, and then like Ubisoft Plus Premium. So
Ubisoft Plus.
it's something like that, yeah. Ubisoft Plus Pro now Gold.
But either way,
Yeah.
like a Ubisoft EA Vault, I think that warrants a price hike. I'd happily pay that.
Yeah.
Sorry, Sanity, what were you saying? Did I cut you off?
I think E3 is going to be. I think E3 is, if they're going to potentially announce another set of acquisitions, that will be the place for it. Because you can imagine what's going to go if that happens. You're going to whack in if they were really good, they whack in a whole lot of gameplay from all the ones we talked about, and right at the very end, oh, by the way, here's this we bought. Bye.
Boom.
And people would be absolutely ploughing that for the next 6-7 months. People would be yabbering on about that for ages.
And whilst we're still talking about acquisitions, we might as well touch on Warner Brothers, because apparently Warner Brothers are now selling off aspects of their gaming division.
Rumored to be
selling off aspects of their gaming division with Xbox, PlayStation, and who is the other one that's currently interested in? Is that Embracer Group or Tencent?
Tencent, Embracer, everyone and the sister sounds interested.
Yeah.
EA, wasn't it, as well?
Oh, was it? So, here's my take on it. You would have seen me say this on Twitter. I say it quite a lot. But everybody's always saying Xbox needs a superhero game. And they're always saying Xbox needs a fighting game. What if Xbox came out at E3 and right at the end, like Sanity said, they went, oh, by the way, we've just bought Rocksteady Studios and NetherRealm.
Up for NetherRealm. NetherRealm would be such a good buy because Mortal Kombat is awesome, and we haven't got a fighting game compared to like Street Fighter and everything that seems to be locked down a lot on PlayStation. It'd be nice to have either a Mortal Kombat lockdown or Killer Instinct done by NetherRealm. Would be amazing.
Well, that brings you back to the old school, doesn't it? The old. It was literally, as you said, as you literally just said right there. It was Mortal Kombat versus Street Fighter. So if you Street Fighter's in Sony, Mortal Kombat on Xbox, bring back the old.
Rocksteady haven't done it in years. Like they've had. I mean, the Batman games, the first two in my opinion are masterpieces. The third one's all right. Like is it City? The next gen one was all right. It wasn't. I don't think it was on par at all to the first two. But then they've shit the bed since then. They haven't pumped her out in like 8 years, if not longer. It's like, what the fuck are they doing? And
working on Suicide Squad, aren't they?
And where is it? It's been delayed again.
Seems to be delayed again. Yeah, but to be fair though, there seems to be a lot more moving parts in Suicide Squad as what there were in Arkham City. In Arkham City, you're only playing as one character.
But then maybe they're not very good at doing that. They may be one-trick ponies that can literally... They're great at Batman games, but they're shit at every other superhero.
Well, look at how the problems of the PC porting, the frame rate issues they had, all the blooming things that came out the last one. It does make you a little bit anxious with the Suicide Squad. As you rightly said, it's now 4-player co-op, isn't it? And it's like, if you're having struggles with one... I mean, I hope so. I really do hope it is, because I want to see it.
I've just noticed he's gone.
He went for a dump.
Oh, nice.
He's gone for a quick tug. He's getting stressed.
If he comes up with a milky chin, just don't say anything.
He's sad because he can't play Halo yet. That's what it is.
I'd also be up for them picking up some other companies as well. Like I say, I wouldn't like Avalanche. Aren't they owned by Warner Bros? Avalanche?
I believe so. Or if they're not owned by them, they work very closely.
Who've just done Hogwarts Legacy. But they did all the Disney Infinity games and stuff, which were pretty decent. Do you know what I mean? So, and that Harry Potter game looks beautiful. But for me, it would be NetherRealm and Traveller's Tales.
I'd love to see Mortal Kombat 12 as an Xbox exclusive, and then one of the playable characters is Master Chief or Master Quan. That'd be brilliant. And his fatality could be like the
as well as a DLC skin.
Yeah. And then his fatality could be like he finishes off that fucking grunt in the series, just punches his head in and stomps on it. That'd be fucking fantastic. Doom guy in Mortal Kombat, yes please.
Yeah. There's loads. There's so many things. But like I say, if I had to pick, I would say Traveller's Tales for kids games because they used to make all the cool PS1 licensed games. They made Toy Story 2. They made like Rapper Cortex, and they make all the Lego games, and then NetherRealm for the fighting. Like, if they could get them all, yeah, do it. But if you had to pick and choose, like I say, I think some are better than others. And Rocksteady, like I say, have just not done anything in a long time to warrant.
But what they do is pretty fucking incredible. I loved all the Arkham games, even City and Arkham Knight, even though they weren't as well received. I still thought they were fantastic. When you break down like the level of detail they've gone into each and every character, all the lore, fucking incredible.
Even the 3D models after you completed it that you got at the back, they were the top notch. You could zoom in and visually look at every single 3D model they created of that character.
I know that everybody.
That was always the thing. I was like, oh, that was it, perfect.
I know when people start talking superhero games, they immediately go, "Oh, Insomniac games." No, Rocksteady pretty much fucking, redefined what a superhero game could be with the original Arkham Asylum.
I still think the first two games are the best superhero games I've ever played. Pretty much, I've been playing the they remastered those two in the collection, didn't they? They brought them back. I'm still playing through the first one bit by bit, and I am loving it. It's so good. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's such a good game. I mean, I have more fun playing that than I have done playing the Spider-Man games, which are also amazing games. But
amazing Spider-Man, that's one.
Oh yeah, Ultimate Spider-Man, that was a good game. I enjoyed that. Ultimate Spider-Man.
What I don't like to see is all superheroes on one platform.
No. But to be fair, they're not, though. Everyone's saying like they've got Marvel locked down, but there was Marvel. There's like Marvel versus Capcom, and then there was which is the Activision one, Marvel. What's it called? Ultimate Alliance and stuff like that. They had another one of them.
Yeah,
on the Switch.
that was before Tom Holland, wasn't it? This is what I think. I think that Sony have gone, you know what? We'll let you add Spider-Man to the MCU if you allow us to make Marvel-based video games for the PlayStation. I think that is the deal, because now we're getting Wolverine.
No.
I honestly think that's the deal. That you get to have Tom Holland. I don't
think that. Video games. I don't know, because then like technically Guardians of the Galaxy has been multi-platform, and that came out this year. Ultimate Alliance 3 came out in 2019, so that's after the Spider-Man films came out, the new ones.
Is it?
I just think they are paying more money for it, and I don't think Xbox wants to. I feel that's the only issue, that Xbox is reluctant to pay money for a licensed IP, a lot of money. That's why we're getting Indiana Jones, probably because it was cheap, and probably because Bethesda paid for it prior to being acquired. Do you know what I mean? I can't wait for it. It'll be good, but you can't tell me Indiana Jones is anywhere near the price of like Wolverine or Spider-Man nowadays. I mean,
actually gone back. The Wolverine game, Origins, one of the best.
Oh yeah,
superhero games. It tied in so perfectly with the films. It also went beyond as well. It was so good.
It was also violent. I think that helped it, because I've never understood this PG fucking Wolverine shit, because he is basically a killing machine.
You saw his body get absolutely blown to bits, and it would regen slowly over time, and it hit everything really on the head. And it was, if they could get back, I still love that game. Back compat that game, make it into 4K. Go on, do that for us, because do you know what? They can have the latest Wolverine, or give me back the original Origins, because that's still a bloody great game. The fighting was perfect, the story was perfect. 5,000 pointed it, and I can tell you now, it is. If you haven't played it, play it. Get it cheap, because you will love it.
Is it on back compat?
I didn't think it was. Well, not that I've seen. Again, if it's
no,
wrong,
I don't think it is. Might be. I don't think it is, though.
You know what? We've actually gone through all of our topics tonight, and I honestly didn't think we were going to do, because we had a lot to talk about. So that's great. So before we finish this show, let's have a little 5 minutes, just so everybody can find out where they can find you, Sanity. Let everybody know where you are situated.
I'm literally can be found on YouTube, Vines, Twitter, and Xbox under the name of RemovableSanity. And of course, on Midweek Gaming, I co-host on there as well. And if I'm ever lucky enough, Redders might invite me back on. Here,
I'm
if I
sure
can.
I will. I'm sure I will.
No, fuck off. No, don't want that prick on it.
You're in the basement now till we need you again. That's it.
I can't,
never leave.
I can't say that whilst we're live, Sanity, but yeah, you can fuck off. I'm joking. But yeah, you can catch I'm a Ghostbuster and TheGinna and myself on the Xbox Live Party Podcast YouTube channel. Before we shoot off, I just want to mention that TheGinna Gaming has two things coming up. He has a Halo stream immediately after this the show, so make sure you stick around and check that out. It'll be a completely different link, so don't rely on this link because this one won't take you there. But he also has his 24-hour charity stream coming up as well, so make sure you check that out. It's for a very good cause. He's planning on doing 11 to 11.
11 till 11, yeah.
Do you want to tell him a bit more about it? Or?
Yeah. So this will be the third one I've done now. They're pretty intense. Normally take like a few days to feel right after them, which is great because I'm going to a wedding within a week of it, so perfect timing. But yeah, it's for a charity called Ring 20. They help people with a really rare form of epilepsy. My wife's cousin is one of the people who suffers from this. And yeah, it's just always impacted on, obviously, he's a big FIFA fan and a lot of other games as well. But, he was having, when he was younger, up to a couple of 100 fits a day or seizures. So he's a lot better now. As more money goes into it, they're starting to understand the condition more. But it's pretty brutal. It's, it affects pretty much every aspect of his life. And yeah, we just want to raise some money and help out where we can.
Awesome. Do you know, got anywhere where you can get a link for the charity and stuff? You're going to post that on Twitter?
Yeah, I'll put it on Twitter. There's like a Just Giving. Yeah, we'll go with that, whatever it's called. Just Giving link. I'm very professional. But the whole event is going to be streamed on this channel. I'm putting up a timetable closer to the date, and we're going to reach out to people so other people can join and stream and put the link up on their streams as well. Or just, even if you're not a streamer and you're just someone who watches us a lot, you can jump in and just play. There's going to be 7 or 8 of us, waiting on one person to confirm, doing it live in set up in a living room together for the full 24 hours. And then I know you guys have already confirmed you're going to jump on for a few games, a couple of hours here and there, and join us. And hopefully we'll get a lot of people on. If we can get 50 people, we could do our own little private COD war zone or something. Don't have to worry about those sweaties killing us. You actually have a chance of winning. That's the dream.
No worries.
It's the only reason I do it. I win FIFA tournaments every time, so I'm on for happy.
It's not for charity, it's just for FIFA.
Yeah, it's like beating my mates at FIFA and gloat.
So yeah, that is that. And you know what? We're going to call it there because we don't really have anything else to talk about. So make sure you stay tuned to the channel. We're both going to be doing live streams this week. Lots of content coming, more reviews from Ash. You can also catch the episode 5 Moon Knight review on my own personal YouTube channel. So check that out if you don't mind. We've got Halo coming again on, is it Wednesday? Thursday. We've got Thursday.
Thursday it's live, so
the review will
we'll try and get it up as soon as possible.
Yeah.
We'll just not put Ginna in because he's fucking useless. So
I can't get it to work. It's devastating.
Oh, bless.
Oh, so we'll get it up quick then, Redders, you and me. We'll have it straight out there.
Yeah, no fucking about it anymore. This fucking amateur here, Jesus.
IMDb has linked in episode 8. They've got an intimacy director. So there's a sex scene coming, boys. Woo!
Great. I bet it's Kai and Master Cheeks.
It's Quan and Soren's dead body.
Someone's been massaging the Master Cheeks. That's what it is.
So yeah, that's everything that's coming up this week. Keep checking back daily. There's always cool shit going on this channel. Don't forget to check out the website. It's down here right at the bottom. You can see it in big letters. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with your nan because it helps us out. So yeah, that is episode 12 of the Xbox Live Party Podcast. I have been your host, ReddersTV, and I will see you next week for episode 13. Have a good evening.
Bye. Quan!